All right, Shalom. All right, we good to go. All right, let's get right to it. All right, Shalom. Before I get started with this live lesson, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson. Through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Kodash, I pray that this lesson is informative and also edifying. All right, and I want to jump into this thing here. This is news and prophecy. Okay, axis of Ezekiel 38. All thy company are assembled unto thee. All right, going back into that chapter of Ezekiel 38, which we'll tap into that in a second. But just lining up this lesson here. All right, jumping right into this article. This is from americasfirstreport.com. In the headline, it reads, it says, Alliance of the End. Alliance of the End. The president of Turkey asked Russia, Syria, and Iran to unite against Israel. Okay, the 1948ers, the small hats. Okay, because Esau is getting ready to go down. And every so often, okay, this prophecy pertaining to Ezekiel 38 comes back up because we're in the time of this prophecy being fulfilled. So jumping down in the read here, it says, war is in the air. And we are seeing some very interesting alliances form. All right. Matter of fact, let me pull this up too. All right. Because the fact that these nations are making alliances with Russia is a very, pivotal point in prophecy. All right. Let's go back and play this clip from about 6 months ago. This is from Redacted. Just want to make a quick point because everybody is coming together, all right, with Russia, which is going to fulfill what was written in Ezekiel 38. Right. So these are all the nations out there in Africa that's in red that made the alliances with Russia. All right. Things are happening in the earth, man. I wanted to make that point where it said that what did it say? War is in the air, and we are seeing some very interesting alliances form. All right. This is the Lord, man. Putting all the chess pieces together. We are seeing some very interesting alliances form. As you will see below, the Russians and the Chinese continue to strengthen ties with one another. And this is something that I have been anticipating for many years. All right, how much more the prophets. It says, meanwhile, the president of Turkey is calling for a very alarming alliance of military powers in the Middle East. On Saturday, he told the press that he is urging Russia, Iran, and Syria to form a united front to protect Syria's territorial integrity. All right. So these things that are happening at the end of the day is prophecy. And as the scriptures tell us, the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. All right. And that's the focal point. Let's grab that too. Sirach 39. All right. This is Sirach 39 or Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 1. And it reads, it says, But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. All right. That's the main point of focus here. The prophecies, right? So adding on to this article that we're reading here. All right, this came out to yesterday, day before yesterday. But this is from allisrael.com. It says, axis of Ezekiel 38. You see, axis of Ezekiel 38, Turkish President Erdogan, if I'm pronouncing it right, President Erdogan calls for Russia, Iran, Turkey, Syria alliance against Israel. All right, let's get some scriptures real fast. All right, because this thing is getting ready to go down. World War III. It's closer than ever. All right. So this is the book of Obadiah, NLT. Edom's judgment announced. Obadiah 1:1. It says, this is the vision that the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. All right. Because according to the prophecies, okay, Israel and America are going to go down. All right. The Edomite power structure is getting ready to be destroyed. This is why I said alliance of the end. What is it going to be the end of? It's going to be the end of the Edomite hegemony. All right. The Edomite global dominance over the planet Earth. All right. It's about to be destroyed via nuclear war. All right. Obadiah, same chapter, jumping down to verse 7, it says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it, right? So that's pretty much adding into all the alliances from these various countries that are making these alliances with Russia. All right. Now, reading a little bit of this article here, just hitting the main points. It says, axis of Ezekiel 38, Turkish President Erdogan calls for Russia, Iran, Turkey, Syria alliance against Israel. All right. So let's jump down and hit the points. You know, prophecy speaks. So it says, it is essential that Russia, Iran, and Syria take more effective measures against this situation, which poses the greatest threat to Syria's territorial integrity. Erdogan said when was asked about the recent alleged Israeli airstrike in the nation's capital, Damascus. All right. Let's jump down. I just want to get to the point here. Okay, so it says here, in May 2024, at Erdogan's urging, Turkey announced that it was halting all trade with Israel. That same month, it announced it would join South Africa's lawsuit against Israel at an international court of justice at The Hague. It says the country also sent its intelligence chief, Ibrahim Kalin, to Doha, Qatar, to meet with Ismail Haniyeh, then the political leader of Hamas. In July, Erdogan appeared to threaten an invasion of Israel in support of Palestinians in Gaza during a party search. All right. It says, we must be very strong so Israel can't do these things to Palestine, Erdogan said in his speech. Just as we entered Nagorno-Karabakh, just as we enter Libya, we might do the same to them. There is nothing we cannot do, only we must be strong. The Turkish leader has also called for an alliance of Islamic countries to stop Israeli arrogance. Notably, the point here, some Bible researchers have identified an alliance of Russia, Iran, and Turkey as being the fulfillment of biblical prophecy, especially the war of Gog and Magog from Ezekiel 38. All right. So, you know, these so-called, Bible scholars, they know what it is to a degree. All right. But the point is that Bible prophecy is speaking. All right. There's Isaiah 34 and verse 16, and it reads, it says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and read. Scriptures also tell us in Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3, blessed is he that readeth. Okay? Meaning to understand these prophecies accurately, man. All right? Things are going on. Things are happening. Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and read. No one of these shall fail. All right, pertaining to the prophecies. All right, none of these prophecies have failed or will fail. None shall want or make. All right, nothing can be compared to the Bible. All right, this is the most controversial book on the planet, man. Everybody's talking about the scriptures, the prophecies. All right, you got particular scoffers and demons and trying to go into prophecy now, because what's happening is that prophecy is overwhelming these people. All right, you can't help but to speak upon these things that are going on in the planet Earth. All right, so no one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. You see that? So the Lord is working, man. You see? And before we get into the prophecy of Ezekiel 38, I was reading this too. This came from the jishvoice.org. This is a small header website here, and it says the rise of Turkey in Ezekiel 38 and 39. All right, I'm just gonna get straight to the point, and we're gonna hit Ezekiel 38 in a second, right? But it says in December of 2017, the state-run Turkish newspaper Yeni Şafak ran an article calling for a united army of Islam to invade Israel. More recently, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has also emerged as one of the most vocal opponents of President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the undisputed capital of the Jewish state, and has even said that Muslims should embrace the cause of Jerusalem to the death. All right, let's jump down. All right, here we go, as I have highlighted in the blue. So it says, many of these recent developments in Turkey are a bit unsettling. Nevertheless, it is still important to recognize that the rise of Turkey as a global power does not harmonize with certain key Bible prophecies related to what will take place in the Middle East before the return of Yahushua. In Ezekiel 38 and 39, Ezekiel specifically predicted that Turkey will become one of the primary geopolitical enemies of Israel in the last days, right? It says many people are familiar with Ezekiel 38 and 39. They know this prophecy speaks of a military invasion of Israel led by a figure known as Gog in the land of Magog. Unfortunately, however, many prophecy teachers today erroneously connect Gog to Russia, right? Which make Gog and Magog, it would be Russia in this time. All right, showing you, like I said earlier, these so-called scholars, they only know to a certain degree. They don't have the spirit. They don't have the whole role, the full truth. It says part of the reason of this is because part of the reason for this is because in both the New American Standard and the New King James versions of the Bible, Gog is not only said to come from the land of Magog, but is also further described as the prince of Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal, Ezekiel 38 and 2, because the word Rosh sounds similar to Russia, and because Meshach and Tubal sound similar to Russian cities Moscow and Tobolsk, it has often been assumed in conservative prophecy circles that Gog must be a Russian. All right, and the rest reads. We're not going to read the rest of that. So the point is that the focus that we're getting into here, Ezekiel 38, is dealing with Russia and the surrounding regions of that nation. All right, which are coming together in alliances to take on the West, right, and Israel. And let's go to that real fast. Let's pull it up here. All right. So let's get into that. This is Ezekiel 38:1, because as we just read, which is pretty much the highlight of this news and prophecy lesson, the axis of Ezekiel 38. All right. These particular nations coming together for an alliance against Israel, because the land of Israel, all right, which is being occupied by Edomites, pursuant to Ezekiel 36, where it tells us that the Idumeans possess that land. They're getting ready to be wiped out. All right. Remember, also, the scriptures say that the least of the flock shall draw them out. So everything pertaining to nuclear war, World War III, America being drawn in, to help Israel against the Iranian threat, which is going to involve Russia and other nations. All right. So that the great showdown is pretty much almost here. That's why we say all the time, pursuing Romans 13:11, that our salvation is nearer than we believe. But back in Ezekiel 38 and verse 1, and it reads, it says, "In the word of the Lord, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him." So not only are we prophesying against Babylon, America, and the land of Israel, but also against the land of Gog and Magog, which would be Russia. All right, the surrounding regions of Russia. All right, it says, verse 3, "And say, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." Right, verse 4, it says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thy army and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, and even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." All right. So pretty much through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right, the Lord has made Russia, all right, a force, a power force, man. This is why they're equipped with the greater nuclear capability, the army, so on and so forth. All right, the Lord raised up Russia to be a force to take down the West. It says, verse 5, it says Persia, all right, dealing with Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, as we saw earlier, right, in the video of these various nations within Africa in the red here that have made their alliance with Russia. All right, so this prophecy is being fulfilled right before our eyes, man. You see? Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee, right? Going into that region of Turkey. All right, let's pull that up. It said Gomer and Togarmah, right? Which says, let's go down to the lexicon, right? So it says Togarmah, the northern nation and country sprung from Gomer. It says bounding in horses and mules. It says we should apparently understand Armenia as very abundant in horses. Now, this is that region, right? Let me pull it up on the map because it said Gomer and Togarmah. All right. Let me see. I got to pull it up here. Right, showing you that's that very region. All right. What do you see here? Turkey, Armenia, Georgia, Russia. All right. You see at the bottom Iran, Iraq, Syria. All right. So these are those nations that are coming together according to prophecy, as we read in the title, the axis of the axis of Ezekiel 38. You see, showing you that that's that region, and it's in this prophecy here is being fulfilled. Okay. It says Ezekiel 38:6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah and of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right. There's many people that are joining themselves to Russia. All right. For this final battle, this world war. Ezekiel 38:7, it says, "Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. This is speaking about Russia, man. All the nations that are assembled unto them, and it says that Russia basically, all right, Gog and Magog would be a guard unto them, man. So this is what we see here. All right, the axis of Ezekiel 38. We saw the different nations through Africa that have pretty much Salakia that have joined themselves to Russia. Let's finish out this video, right? Or let's play it again, and we'll play it through. Yeah. So major major point of prophecy. And before we go back to Ezekiel 38, all right, I want to grab which I should have got this earlier, but we'll get it now. This is Jeremiah chapter 51. And let's get that in Jeremiah 51. We're going to start at verse 24. 25. All right. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 25. And it reads, it says, behold, I am against the old destroying mountain. All right. And this is speaking about America. All right. Because we know that mountains represent major governments, and America has been likened unto a destroying mountain. Behold, I am against the old destroying mountain, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. So the Lord is going to turn this destroying mountain into a burnt mountain. All right, he's going to melt this place. All right, verse 26. And they shall not take of thee, a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. The point, verse 27, it says, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, right? And part of the blowing the trumpet is the prophets, speaking, all right, giving out the warning, the prophecies, the alarm of war that's going on, set you up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against the kingdoms of Arat, all right, which goes back to Turkey. It says in many, which goes back to Armenia, Ashkenaz, which is Germany, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. So the Lord is raising up these, these nations to come against the West, to come against Babylon, right? Verse 28, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, all right, which will represent the Russians, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion, as it says in Isaiah 14, on how the Lord is raising up the kings, all right? He's raising up the kings and rulers for this final war. Verse 29, and the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh Shemel shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon desolate without inhabitant. You see? So that's what's going on. But it starts with what? The alliances of these nations coming together against the whore. Right? So going back to Ezekiel 38, as we're reading here, it says back in Ezekiel 38:6, it says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see? Gomer, right? Bear with me. Gomer, let's look this up real fast. Gomer complete. Let's see what the lexicon says. It says a northern people sprung from Japhet, from whom Togarmah or the Armenians is said to be descended. Right. So, like we said, as we go back to the map, because who are the people that occupy these regions now? You see? Turkey, the Russians, the surrounding regions of Russia, right? This prophecy is about to be fulfilled, man. And these are the nations that are coming together with Russia to come against the West as we see it. But you got to be able to see it through the Spirit, right? Going back, Ezekiel 38:7, it says, be thou prepared to prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them, right? Verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, all right, going back to pretty much 70 AD, right? But it says, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right. The point, it says, they shall ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be a cloud to cover the land. It says, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Because what's going to happen? That land of Israel, all right, which is being occupied by the Edomites, is going to be invaded by these particular nations here. Okay. That land is going to be wiped out via prophecy. That's what's getting ready to happen. Right? Let's read it again. Ezekiel 38:9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. See? Verse 10, it says, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemel, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Right? Because that evil thought is going to be pretty much Israel, and also the land of Babylon, America, getting wiped off the map via ICBM nuclear destruction. All right. So these are the things that are coming to pass, pertaining to the prophecies, man. All right. The people who are the land of Gog and Magog, man, the land of Russia and the surrounding regions of Russia coming together against the West. All right. It can't be denied anymore, man. All right. And everybody's seeing it, man. That great and terrible day It's getting ready to go down, man. This is why the Lord is gathering all the nations, all right, in the valley of Yahweh for judgment, all right, the war Armageddon. You see that? So there's a lot happening, right? But I just want to make that point on that part of the on this part of the lesson here, man. So moving on, right? This is from Zero Hedge today. Once again, this is News and Prophecy. Just want to add some few more points here. But this came out today from zerohedge.com. It says why we shouldn't expect peace in 2025. All right, and that's all spiritual. Right. I'm just going to read a little bit and we'll grab some scriptures here. But it says with a likely victory of Donald Trump in a month's time, one may be forgiven for expecting that he will be true to his promise and end the Ukraine war in 24 hours. All right. I'm just going to read through the points here why we won't expect peace in 2025. It says here, first, next year, Moscow will increase military spending by 22.6%, compared this year by 54%, compared to the original project for 2025 drawn up at the end of 2023. Defense spending will exceed 8% of GDP and will amount to a staggering 40% of all federal spending, right? Because these nations are preparing for war. This is why this is going on. All right. It says, do you think that this spending is related to the fact that the war ends next year? We're not going to read all of this. Let's jump down. It says, secondly, the end of the conflict is not beneficial to the United States. No matter how much Trump and other Republicans complain about the Ukrainian issue and link all America's problems to it, the Ukrainian war is the most successful investment in U.S. foreign policy in recent decades, right? Because they need war. War is a racket. This is how they make money. All right. It says you have to be a complete idiot to believe that Americans are sorry for the 150, 200 billion spent that will impoverish Russia. You know, it says in 20 years, America has spent more than $1 trillion on Afghanistan. But is it possible to compare Afghanistan's dividends with Ukraine's? The EU economy is destroyed and totally dependent on the United States. Russian gas and oil are being withdrawn from the European markets. Russia is spending enormous resources on victory in Ukraine and the Ukrainian steeps. Right? It says thirdly, premature peace is not beneficial for China. It says, and we'll read this last paragraph, but it says the warming of the Korean and Taiwanese cars is coming. Beijing would prefer that by the time conflict in the Asian region resume, the United States would be in trouble and forced to be distracted by other local conflicts. In addition, peace in Ukraine in the current conditions is a complete geopolitical triumph for the United States. On such a victorious wave, all centrifugal forces of the world will accept the will of the White House, depriving Beijing of room for maneuver. Many countries currently sitting on the fence, or at least keeping their options open, would have to conclude that Russia does not have the force to shape a future world order. All right, and the rest reads on, and you can read the rest on your own. But the point, as the scriptures say, there is no peace that's coming, man. All right, Isaiah 48:22, it says, there is no peace, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, unto the wicked. Right, so we expect things to get worse. All right, pertaining to prophecy. No peace in sight. Ezekiel 38:25, it says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. All right, so it's only going to get worse from here, man. The economy, the state of America, the people. All right, these wars, the tension geopolitically in the Middle East, all of that, everything is set for nuclear war. All right, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. All right, it says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, that day is vastly approaching us. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. as a travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape, man. So the point, going back to the article, ain't no peace in sight, man. Expect war, calamity, and turmoil, man. All right. I want to add this in there too, right? You know, to add on to the to the destruction that's coming. All right, here's another one. And it reads, the headline it reads, it says 10 signs that the economy is a giant mess as the election approaches, man. So either way, how it's going to go, whoever gets put in office, whoever doesn't get put in office, the economy is set for disaster. It's set to be destroyed. They have to bring in the MOTB. All right. The digital currency, the image of the beast has been set, man. All right. They're getting ready to usher this thing in. All right. And I just want to hit these 10 points, and I'm going to read the whole article. But point one, it says the number of Americans filing first-time claims for unemployment benefits just hit the highest level in over a year. All right, because people are through financially. According to Prime America's latest financial security monitor report, the percentage of middle-income households that rate their personal financial situation negatively has hit the highest level that they have ever recorded. All right, because people are financially through, man. All right, this is the worst people ever been. All right, it says 3. It says, I'm old enough to remember a time in this country when you were set for life if you had $1 million. Unfortunately, thanks to our endless cost of living crisis, it's now $4.4 million to live the American dream over the course of a lifetime, and which you're not going to be able to achieve that. All right, so it's a wrap. 4, the company that produces more French fries than anyone else in North America is cutting production and laying off workers due to a dramatic slowdown in consumer demand because people don't have money to buy things. It says 5, it says at one time Boeing was flying high, but now it has decided to lay off approximately 10% of its entire workforce. And we've been seeing that on the internet, man. People being laid off, you know, robots replacing people, replacing the jobs. You know, it says 6, the banking industry continues to deeply struggle. So far this year, banks in the United States have permanently shut down over 700 local branches, right? Hey, the mirth of the land is gone. All right. It talks about that in Ecclesiastes 12 chapters, man. The door shall be shut in the streets. It says after 75 years, True Value has been forced to file bankruptcy and will be selling substantially all of his operations to a rival. All right. What else? All right. 7-Eleven closing down. 7-Eleven stores are closing down. Home Depot. What else? 10, it says at this point, things are so bad, even Disney is laying off workers. So, yeah, so the economy is a done deal. All right. Is the point of it all, man. All right. And this all ties into the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, according to the Bible, man. So, all right. But the point, you know, Ezekiel 38, that prophecy is coming to pass. The alliances are being made. It's all being made clear. All right. It's being made plain upon tables, man. All right. So we see it, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much the point. News and prophecy, man. Just wanted to put that out there, man. A couple of points, a couple of articles here. Pray that you were edified. I pray I wasn't all over the place, but it's happening, man. Things are happening in the earth, and Yahweh Shema Shai is making major moves, man. You know. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.